Every morning, millions of professionals start their day the same way. They sit down, look into a webcam or touch a fingerprint sensor and click. They are in. No passwords needed. That is the convenience of Windows Hello. It is modern, it is secure, and it's something your team already knows and likes. In fact, probably as an organization, you've already invested heavily in the Microsoft ecosystem to make this happen. And then the workday actually begins. The moment you try to open any other tool, that seamless experience vanishes. You're back to the old world, typing the password and waiting for the MFA to finally reach your phone. The problem is not that Windows Hello is broken. Your modern Windows environment and your older business applications just speak different languages. Hi, I'm Bartek, Solutions Architect at Secfense. Today, we're talking about extended Windows Hello. How to take that one-touch login and scale it across your entire enterprise stack. Let's dive in. Windows Hello is widely used across organizations around the world. But why does that seamless experience stop at the desktop? In a typical large organization, think of a major bank or a global insurance firm, the scale of the challenge is massive. Along with a handful of modern apps, you are operating thousands of workstations and hundreds of internal applications. Many of your legacy systems or internal portals rely on heterogeneous or older technologies of access management. These systems were never designed to speak the modern language of passwordless authentication. If your passwordless initiative stops at the desktop login stage instead of covering the entire enterprise stack, users still have to deal with passwords. Your organization is not fully realizing the security benefits of its investments. You still have the high help desk cost for password resets, and you remain exposed to phishing and account takeovers. And that's a big problem that would take years of testing and millions of dollars to fix. Because of that, most companies simply stop at the desktop. They leave the rest of the organization protected by passwords and vulnerable to phishing, even though they've already paid for better technology. What if there was an easier way to extend a whole Windows Hello stack to your organization? Whether it's a modern software as a service tool like Salesforce, a remote access point like Citrix, or a 20-year-old legacy system. They can be accessed with a single biometric touch, using the Secfense way. Windows Hello extends quite well in Microsoft ecosystem. It's where it was designed, and it's where it works with no issues at all. Extending it as an authenticator to every app in your environment can, however, be a little bit more than troublesome. It means rewriting code for hundreds of apps or installing complex agents on every server. That's a slow and expensive process. The Secfense approach is different. We act as an invisible proxy layer between the user and the application. You don't have to touch a single line of code, and there is nothing to install on your end-user devices or servers. We intercept the login flow and allow for Windows Hello to act as an authenticator. Here, how this works. When a user tries to log in to any app, whether it's a modern SaaS tool like Salesforce or an old on-premise HR portal, Secfense detects that login flow. It dynamically injects a FIDO2 challenge, which can be consumed by Windows Hello right into the process. The challenge is signed by Windows Hello once user unlocks it using PIN or biometrics. And then the signature is validated by Secfense relying party, proving the user's identity and logging them into the protected service. To the app, nothing has changed. But to the user and to the security team, the entire organization is now protected by the state-of-the-art phishing-resistant standard. So, where exactly does extended Windows Hello live? The short answer is everywhere your team works. We've designed the system to be a universal bridge across 4 key environments: software as a service and single sign-on environments. It brings biometric security to the modern tools you use every day, such as Slack, Salesforce, and Workday. Remote access. It secures your VPNs and remote tools, whether you are using Citrix, Palo Alto, or even direct RDP sessions. On-prem and internal tools. It works seamlessly with your intranets, internal web applications, and the local business tools. The hard legacy systems. Perhaps most importantly, it extends to older applications, including those relying on Kerberos or aging intranet frameworks that usually can't support modern login methods. Whether your employees are accessing a cloud-based CRM or a legacy CMS in your own data center, the experience remains the same. One touch, no passwords, and total security. By using extended Windows Hello, you're not just making it easier for users, you are eliminating the possibility of credential theft across the entire organization. Beyond user experience, there is a massive regulatory shift happening right now. With the arrival of DORA or NIS2 and other regulations, the standard for acceptable security has moved. It's no longer enough to have any MFA. These regulations, along with zero trust frameworks, are pushing organizations toward phishing-resistant authentication. If your phishing resistance starts and ends at the Windows login screen, you still have a massive compliance gap. You need a consistent, secure mechanism across your entire enterprise, not just few apps. Extended Windows Hello allows you to close that gap in weeks, instead of years. You get to meet these strict regulatory demands across your software as a service applications and your VPNs and your legacy core, without the need of a total architecture overhaul. At the end of the day, Extended Windows Hello is about finishing what you started. Taking a technology that your employees already love and using it to eliminate passwords everywhere. By closing the gap between the desktop login and the app login, you reduce help desk costs and password resets. You eliminate MFA fatigue. You make your organization truly resilient against phishing, significantly reducing your attack surfaces. You achieve regulatory compliance in weeks, not in years. And finally, you get a 100% return on investments on the Microsoft security features you've already paid for. If you have Windows Hello on your desktop, you're already halfway there. Let's take the next step and bring that security to your software as a service, to your VPN, and to your legacy core. Let's make the entire enterprise passwordless. Don't let your security stop at the lock screen. Use the investment you've already made and extend Windows Hello to every corner of your enterprise. Visit secfense.com to see how we can help you go passwordless across your entire stack. And thanks for watching.